Okay, we are now recording. Go ahead, Chair.
All right. Let's call this meeting to order. Let's begin with the housekeeping, starting with the attendance, same as last week. Myself, no, not same as last week. James wasn't here last week. So this week it's Stephen, myself, Peter Stevens, and James. Okay.
All right.
Regarding the meeting minutes from last week, are there any corrections to be made?
No, none that I know.
All right, just reviewing. Um, on the topic of the minutes, actually, because Notion has this summarize this page feature. One thing that might be useful would be to just get a paragraph summary at the end of every meeting and just post that in the the board meeting Discord.
All right.
All right, moving on to standing topics, nonprofit administration. Steven.
Uh, Nothing to report. Nothing's changed. Nothing new.
Okay. No changes. Financial report. Same.
Actually, there was a change. We lost $15 for some reason in our savings. It says it's a service charge. I'll have to call again.
Okay. Okay. So that puts us at 686
Yep, 686 and 52 cents.
and 43 cents.
52
52 cents.
in the
Oh,
savings.
we.
Wait.
Uh,
Oh, it looks like we also got an interest deposit of 9 cents.
oh, nice. Okay. Well, maybe it's not such a big deal that we missed Long Beach
Take
Gives.
the
So
bank
19
giveth and it
cents.
taketh away.
Okay. Um, moving on to Hack Night. You guys have any remarks about Hack Night?
Let's see. It was a good one.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun group. Did we have any new faces?
Kennedy returned. I remember, right?
Not this week,
Oh wait,
right?
was that something else?
I left early. Remember, I
Yeah,
had my
James
test
left
before then.
early.
James, you left early. My wife came later. Um, and
We had Lawrence, we had Yasmin.
yeah, yeah. It was a few regulars.
Okay.
I thought somebody else came a bit late. Uh, and didn't get to run into James, but I'm forgetting who.
We were at the booth this time, right? Not the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, weirdly, this one feels. Well, I guess for me, it feels like it was several weeks ago because I just made a round trip to Connecticut for 2 days.
Oh wow.
So, like, basically, right after that meeting up until today, my mind's been in another state.
Just running about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it seems like there's not much else to say about Hack Night. Oh, except that, I brought that new the plastic sign holder. I'm going to create a sign. Nothing too elaborate. I was just going to do our logo
Yeah.
big, mainly just as a way for people who know about the meetup, like saw it on meetup.com or something, to be able to spot us and not have to guess which table full of people is the meetup.
By the way, can I get reimbursed for that purchasing that sign?
I'm for it. Um,
I support it.
let's see.
Did you get a scan of that receipt, James?
Oh, shit. No.
You didn't throw it away, did you?
You know what? I may have.
Right, right.
Like, I lost track of it for sure.
Dude.
Maybe
Do you
just
even know
find
how
it,
much
I
it
guess,
was?
in your. Was that the only thing on that charge, or did we get anything else?
Uh, I think was the only thing on that charge.
Okay, then maybe just look at your statements for the charge from FedEx.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta contact Taylor. Sorry, I just saw that. We'll come back to that when we come to outreach. Some updates there. But moving on.
But yeah,
I'll just
let's make uh the vote thingy for it, and let's see. I'll go ahead and take on the burden of the approval, and I'll pay James back.
Okay.
Just get your statement. Shoot me how much it was, and I'll what is the word? I'll sell it to you if that works.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
I always thought of you as a zealot. Moving on. Old business. So print jobs. No pending print jobs. I picked up the ones that were at FedEx, and we James and I together cut them in half. You did get a thinner paper stock this time, which was an improvement. I think I'm sure it was cheaper, but also is easier to cut, and it's not necessary for us to have card stock for the flyers.
Right.
And also, while we were waiting for the paper cutter, the guy who was in front of us had a swastika tattoo, and he was cutting up a whole bunch of something small. James thinks it might have been a ransom note. I don't know.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I just imagine, was he using gloves? Was he cutting out letters from magazines? Like, what?
I didn't get a close enough look. It was just really small. Like at first I thought, is he like doing passport photos? But like you would not have that many passport photos.
Uh,
Yeah, that was crazy.
Next thing you know, guys like that'll have pizza tattoos, as in Pizza Earth.
Okay, nothing else on that. 3D printing class, Steve.
No progress there yet. I do want to reach out to John and go over the document with him. I do believe I've shared the document with him already. I just, yeah, gotta make the time to talk with him.
Is this John with an H or John without an H?
With an H, I believe.
Okay. Oops. And okay, trivia night. From Hack Night, one thing that I noticed. Oh yeah, Jeff was there too. Because we had almost everybody who came to the trivia night at Hack Night, and it seemed like there was some interest in it. It had been brought up a couple times without my initiative. Jeff had asked when we're going to do the next one. We shared our thoughts about what went well and what could have been improved. My status with the creation of new questions is the same, but it really, I'm in the last mile. Like if we were to book one tomorrow, I could make it happen. So like I'm ready to go. I did say that I was going to send a when to meet, and I forgot to do that. So let me um, start preparing that and send that to the Discord so that um, we can pin down the next one because I'm kind of excited to get to it to get the next one going. If we're still planning to go for a Wednesday, candidates would be the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. Um, 16th is, I don't know if it's too soon. It might be too soon. I think the main unknown is just the advertising. Um, so what I would like to do is prepare a flyer for this that is separate from our usual flyer,
Sounds good.
and go and advertise that. Oh, by the way, well, I guess I can come back to this on the outreach, or we can just blur the lines here. But James and I did go to LVCC to post some flyers. We had to get it approved, but the people who approve it are the ones that we met before, Taylor and James. I don't remember the guy's name, but I also remember that you don't remember because, yeah, at the when we met, we were both kind of drawing a blank. But we met one of the people we met before, part of the student, whatever it is, association, union, group, whatever thing. Anyway, long story short, awaiting approval for the general flyer, and also awaiting an email from Taylor. I will send her an email just to prompt her. Maybe our information was lost somewhere along the way. And I can also just send a copy of the like PDF just so she can review that if the original was lost.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with. Oh, I for one approve that we make the flyer. I don't know if it. I don't think it really takes a vote. Like, would it?
I mean, I suppose so if we were being strict, especially since there's money being spent on it. We haven't ever really been strict about like what things that we decide are just initiatives that someone champions and what things are like we all have to vote on this and say, yes, you're allowed to do that.
Well,
I think as in our small little group right here, I think we can do a lot of winging it. I think if we started to get more diverse stakeholders and different plans and ideas, then being a little bit more Robert's rules about this will be necessary. But um, in my opinion, I don't think we necessarily need to vote on it.
yeah, because the thing is, what we're lacking right now is a review of and acceptance of the bylaws in full,
Yeah.
and particularly what will count as quorum and what will count as membership, officer membership, and
Mm-hmm.
official officers in a elected capacity. And once we have those rules figured out and established, then from trying to be in line with the federal and state laws, there's I think I know there's strict rules about needing a unanimous vote uh, um, in order to or unanimous if not a unanimous vote, a unanimous acknowledgement of some sort that money is going, like, not just that money is being spent, but money is going into the pockets of a member, and or sorry, a member of the board, and that includes if it's like the board member paid for something and just needs to be reimbursed. So it's like, on the one hand, um, we can get more strict, and maybe I need to go out and get a card to be able to start making payments with, because not everything can just be paid with a transfer from the bank. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then from there, there is was it well the until we get to that point. Um, Essentially everything's like, I'll pay for it. We'll work out like the rules to figure out, because it was easier, like when it was just me and Arthur. I just would need to like go to him and go, hey, do you approve? You approved, and
Yeah.
normally there's supposed to be like a paperwork or official like stuff written down or in a board meeting acknowledged in this way. But I was just kind of like, meh. It's just Arthur. He's not gonna fight me, right? So as we've
Mhm.
got more members, there's more eyes on it and more reason, as you put it, to try to fall in line with the rules. So I've just been making it like, well, these are decisions I think are great. I would just as soon donate the money as to spend the money from the group's coffers. So I put the burden on me to be the one to wait for reimbursement, and that all I'm holding off until we get the bylaws established.
Mhm.
So yeah, long story short, I'm kind of the thought that we don't really need to debate about throwing money around as long as we're gonna decide later whether to pay me back. And I'm like, yeah, I'll make sure it gets paid for.
Mhm. Let me just write down a couple bullet points because I didn't write minutes for any of the trivia night topics so far. Um, so there was significant interest in the next trivia night at Hack Night this week. Also, I think there was a pretty unanimous um, approval for the name. Well, maybe that's overstating the amount of approval, but I think people liked the name that you suggested, Steve. Catch Me Cheating If You Can.
Yeah, they just gave the
Uh,
obvious pushback that it's a bit long.
yeah, but I think that alone also makes it kind of stand out. We just maybe don't have to put like trivia night at the end of it. Like we can trivia night can be under it. Just it's called Catch Me Cheating If You Can,
Okay,
and then underneath we just say like trivia night by Uncoded.
all right. Yeah, as long as it's really quick when they're like, wait, what is that? And they look closer and like, oh, okay, they're not talking
Yeah,
relationships.
I think having that big on the flyer will be the kind of the eye grabber. So um, I think we just put all the focus on that and then put information underneath. I'll see.
Mm.
I'll develop um, the flyer. I'll put some copy in there about on what is uncoded and what is this trivia night and all that. But if there's anything that you think that has to be put in there, send me some bullet points. Otherwise, I'll kind of base it on a lot of the stuff we already have, the website and the current flyer,
Okay.
but maybe just a little more succinct than that.
Um.
Um,
Well, yeah, we need Arthur to give us a trivia night, Catch Me Cheating If You Can webpage, and then we could
yeah, and
probably
we
collab
need,
with him on the flyer just to get the imagery. That would be great for the webpage at the same time.
yeah, yeah, and right now I'll just put it in like a big header. But if we want to develop some graphical material for it in time, doesn't have to be right away. Uh, then yeah, then I can coordinate with Art on that. Regarding the advertising, um, so I think there are three online places that we need to hit and one offline. So online, the website, Meetup, well, I guess four online, Instagram, and then the Discord. Um, Regarding Instagram and the Discord, I feel like we need to just make a lot of radio noise. Chat about it in the main thing, especially a few days prior, just so that there's a lot of so that people are aware that it's happening. Um, and then yeah, Instagram posting images from the previous one if you haven't done that already, James. Um,
Uh, yeah, I'll get on that. I just got my data back.
okay.
Yeah, and so I'll get on that.
Okay, and then regarding the Instagram, yeah, the pictures, and if you need anything graphical, I can probably throw something together fairly quickly. If it's just like, you know, uh, a quick like join us for Kashmir Tuning if you can this Wednesday, um, yeah. Uh, and then yeah, the offline thing is just the flyers. I'm very much in favor of like kind of going full Coca-Cola on like brand awareness within Long Beach and just getting flyers up everywhere so that people are seeing, not only seeing them, but seeing them multiple times, right? Seeing them around town.
Yeah.
And so this kind of transitions into the outreach part. I said this before, but I feel like I've worked on it a bit this week. I feel pretty confident that this is going to be beneficial. For each of the neighborhoods that we have in our database of places to post flyers, I'm making a sheet that has the list of the places in that neighborhood and a pre-planned route for that neighborhood. It seems like a little bit sometimes might seem a little excessive, but I think with the amount of time that it saves, especially over multiple um, like flyering routes, I think it will be worth it. Because it's not too much. It's just a bit of work. But like the difference between when James and I first did this, and we were driving around and like typing in addresses into our phones and trying to update the Notion like while we were driving, and then the last time we did it where we had a pre-planned route and we just hit it in order. James ran in, dropped the flyer, ran back out. It was so much faster, and it's going to enable us to do this much more often, and that's going to be really good for our awareness. And I think we really want to emphasize local awareness. Additionally, putting it where we're putting it, we're going to hit like the general populace, right? Because we're putting it in coffee shops. So it's better than like online advertising where you're mostly going to get people who are going to find you through a connection somehow, right? They're going to find you because they search for something similar or because they click tech meetups on meetup.com.
Right.
But I think there are people who are like outside of that cohort that we also want to get. And I think having that analog advertising is going to be positive, profitable.
I agree.
I'm into it.
Okay.
Okay. I may, of course, find that they're a little hard to maintain when we find new places to add, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah. Risk it for the biscuit.
I did it all for the nookie. We didn't write down the time that we called this to order. I think it was 10:31. Was that correct?
That's a good enough guess.
Yeah. What are you gonna do if you don't fire us?
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get
For all of our
we're gonna
efforts to appear transparent, someone's gonna tear us down
this one
for being
video.
a secretive organization.
This one video on YouTube is gonna blow up with comments shaming us.
It was 10:32. Drain the swamp. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, I just gotta wrap this up and get back to polishing my space laser. Anything else?
That's
that
what you
we
call
want
it.
to talk- yeah, it's almost of average dimensions as well. On the so coming back to the Taylor thing, no, I don't need to come back to that. I pretty much said it all, right? Yeah, I'm gonna write Taylor about the flyer and also connecting with the student groups at LBCC. Anything else that we want to talk about with outreach, recruitment, and fundraising?
No.
Oh, I think another thing that should be noted in the minutes regarding trivia night and hack night, but let's put it under trivia night. I think the sentiment among the group at hack night, I think we talked about this at hack night, not at the last board meeting. I think the sentiment among the group was just like, let's just go with OGC until we can't, right? Like,
Yeah.
that there's no need to prematurely try to seek out a new venue. If we find that OGC, like if we find that we do get a large draw and OGC is just not a sufficient space for it, then we'll start looking at other places. But we also got to do it when we're consistently over, right? Because 1 week you get 30 people and you're like, oh my god, everything's changed, and the next
Right.
week it's like 5.
Yeah. No, I'm down with that. Just I think it doesn't need to be an active search at the moment. But passively, if you just happen to be in a place and you go, hey, this place seems open on Wednesdays or whenever, or seems like it might, then worth looking into.
Okay. Yeah, there's not really anything else. Yeah, shall we move on to open forum? Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
I'm actually not. I'm actually recovering from a bit of drinking that I did yesterday, so
All right.
I'm happy to end as early as possible.
Okay.
I gotta get in the shower and like declog my sinuses.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, we talked about CPAPs before. My old CPAP that I used to have was kind of the freaking best because it had a humidifier built in. So like if I was sick or had like congestion, it just cleared it up. It was so amazing. I kind of miss it just for that feature, just having a humidifier strapped to my face.
That works for me until it started having a burning smell when it would
Ew.
like heat the water. So I stopped having it heat water for anything, humidifying or just warmth.
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, mine got recalled, but not for that, but for off-gassing chemicals from the insulation.
God damn.
And
The perfect
and
sleep
particulates
of
found in
slow
the
poison.
airway. What's that?
You get the perfect sleep of slowly being poisoned.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then I guess we can just call it there. This is on the short side. We were about half an hour, but still productive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anything that shall we do a quick action item review?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so Stephen Moore designing 3D print business card holders to hand out for our members to distribute business cards. Meet with Lawrence and Peter for QuickBooks Lesson 2. Upload board meeting videos, editing out personal information. Contact Alba to get more info on event registration for charities. Construct the lesson plan for the 3D printing course. Reach out to Alba for more collab opportunities. That's kind of distinct from the other one, right? So that doesn't need to be merged.
Yeah.
Okay. Prepare a burner. Oh, that one's done. Burner phone for James is done, and James does have a charger and brick now, right?
Yep.
So
Okay. I still have the one that you gave me to give to James, Steve. So I will bring that back to you on Tuesday.
Okay.
On my part, post new flyers. And I'm going to develop pre-planned routes for flyering. Make a new sheet for Hack Nights. Contact Taylor at LBCC. Design a trivia night flyer. Create new digital asset management workspace in Notion. Ask Art for all digital assets we do not already have. Learn QuickBooks for our needs. Possibly meet with Lawrence and Steve to discuss QuickBooks. James, discuss audio production class curriculum with Peter. Lawrence, contact Intertrend for co-sponsorship or collaboration. Get contact info for Notion database. Jeff, review policy documents and provide feedback. And Taylor, develop welcome newsletter.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's see. Okay, so if we're ready to adjourn.
All right. Let's adjourn this bitch.
All
It's
right.
11:04. Yeah, if you guys like the idea, I will send a AI summary of the minutes in the board meeting chat.
Yeah, that actually is fun. I was doing it myself with Fabric for a minute, and I just I got lazy, but that is a fun addition to.
I mean, it would be really cool what you were describing about having the transcript be summarized.
Yeah.
But at least for the purpose of making this more accessible, like, because basically people's level of availability is quite diverse, right? And for some
Yeah.
people, one paragraph is about as much as they can contribute to the board meetings, and some people showing up every week is, what they can contribute. So we should kind of have something for the whole spectrum. Make sure that everybody is able to keep tabs on the nonprofit.
Got it. Okie doke. Let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.